Hi everybody, I hope that you're all doing really well. So I am here to just give a little bit of a preface and introduction to what you were about to see. The other week, myself and a small group of other booktube creators decided to get together. So that was myself, Leanne over at Leanne Rose, Rana Najah, Milena over at Milena Reads, Sarah of Sarah's Perusals, and Lana from Lana Ex Libris. I'm really worried that I forgot someone there, but I do think I have everyone. We all decided that we were going to participate and just do some lovely little bookish games. The section that I'm going to be presenting to you is the quiz, which I feel like is very appropriate because I do love a good quiz. We all set 5 questions towards a topic that we were somewhat a specialist in. Don't know how much I can call myself a specialist in what I did, but you know, it was all good fun. So I do hope you enjoy it. Please feel free to play along and do let me know what your answers were. How did you do? On with the quiz. So we are starting off with quizzes, which are all themed. Each of us have come up with a quiz themed around something that we are somewhat a specialist in. That's very loosely interpreted on my end anyway. And so yes, each of us 5 questions. Some have done multiple choice and some have not, because I forgot that that was a thing that we'd said that we were going to do. I'm sorry, I don't hate you, I just forgot.
Okay. Do we start with yours?
Let's do it.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Sorry. So for my quiz, I'm doing a Jane Austen quiz, because I like Jane Austen. So if you don't, I'm sorry. Sorry, Leanne.
I have no excuse though. I've read all of her books, just didn't really retain any information.
It's okay, because it's 5 questions and then it's over. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Okay, Lana, first question, please. Question number 1. Under what name did Jane Austen originally publish her books? This could be a trick question. It could actually have an answer to it. Oh, who knows? Are we ready for the next question? Lovely.
Yes.
Question number 2. Where did Lydia and Mr. Wickham live after getting married? This, of course, is Lydia from Pride and Prejudice.
How specific do we need to be?
Well, if you put England, then I'm gonna say no.
Damn it.
Question number 3. Who is the oldest single woman to get married during the course of Jane Austen's novels?
Like a character from a novel?
Character from a novel. Gets married during the course of the book.
Oh.
Why, Charlotte? Why?
Because I didn't want them to be too easy.
They're all babies. They're all like 19.
I know. I know. I'm just imagining Katie at Books and Things being like, I got this, I got this.
There's so many people that will just like ace this.
Not me.
Not me.
It's fine. You're all going to get your own back on me in the other rounds. So, question number 4. To whom did Jane Austen dedicate the book Emma? I'm not going to lie, some of this is Jane Austen history more than books itself, but I find this funny, so.
All my answers have a question mark at the end.
Okay, this next one I hope is a bit easier, and maybe I will take off the specification that I put for it so that some of you get points. I'm going to take off the you need all 3 for the point. If you get 1, then you get a point. Name which Jane Austen novels each of these movies were loosely based upon. So we have Fire Island, what? We have Material Girls, and we have Clueless.
But we're now in my wheelhouse. I know these.
I needed to bring you back.
I've never heard of the middle one, actually. I'll have
I
to
never
watch.
heard of any of these movies. I'm the clueless one here.
I actually haven't seen Fire Island, but I've heard good things. Are we ready for answers?
Ready.
Question number 1. Under what name did Jane Austen publish her books? Originally, when you would have seen her first book, which was Sense and Sensibility, it would have been Sense and Sensibility, published by A lady. She did not publish under her own name.
I got this one.
Yeah! Yes, Leanne.
Oh my god.
Are we doing 1 point for each correct
1
answer?
point for each correct, yes.
So 0, okay.
Sorry?
I wrote Jane Austen. Me
Same.
too.
Well, eventually it got round to that, but she couldn't publish it under her own name at the time because
Yeah, it
it
makes
points
sense,
you
yeah.
out. So just a lady wrote this. Question number 2, to where did Lydia and Mr. Wickham move to after getting married? They moved to Newcastle, which is in the north of
Why?
England, because that's where his regiment were going to. And I remember, because I think in the 2005 film, Mrs. Bennet's like, they're going to Newcastle, wherever that is. It's actually a very nice part of the world.
I remember that line, but only right now.
I've only been once, but it was very nice when I went.
I think it's really interesting that we've got like a lot of international perspectives here, because like the name Newcastle sounds like it's something quite posh. It's not.
It's not. It's really not. Love it, but it's not. They have the best accent, which I can't do. Love a Geordie accent. Question number 3. Who is the oldest single woman to get married during the course of a Jane Austen novel? Doesn't that surprise you? It is Miss Taylor from Emma.
Oh my god.
Because the oldest protagonist is is Anne from Persuasion, who is 27, my age. But she is not the oldest to get married. Miss Taylor, who is Emma's governess, gets married to Mr. Weston at the very beginning of Emma, and she is in her mid-30s.
I thought it was Liz's friend.
Charlotte Lucas is 27 as well.
Mm.
Because I kept on quoting that on my 27th birthday. 27 years old. I've no money and no prospects. I'm already a burden to my parents, and I'm frightened.
I'm frightened.
Thank you for reminding me that I need to post that on my 27th birthday.
Good. Do it. I really recommend it. Question number 4. To whom did Jane Austen dedicate the novel Emma? She was asked to dedicate it to the Prince Regent, who was the future George IV, because he really loved her novels, but she didn't want to because she didn't approve of him, because a bit of a rakish kind of guy. Not one of our better kings, I would say. But is where you get the regency period from, as him being regent. So yeah, I just find it funny that she had to dedicate her book to somebody who she couldn't stand, because you don't say no to the Prince Regent. Final one, question number 5, naming the Jane Austen books which inspired these modern adaptations. So Fire Island is based upon Pride and Prejudice, but it's gay Pride and Prejudice set on a beach, which I feel like I need to watch.
I need to watch it now.
Material Girls, which stars Hilary and Hayley Duff, which I watched a lot when I was a kid because I had a proper Hilary Duff phase, is based on Sense and Sensibility. There's also From Prada to Nada, which I have not seen, which is also Sense and Sensibility.
That's not good.
Oh, but I feel like I need to watch it because it's meant to be loosely based. And then finally, Clueless, based upon Emma.
So if we got all of the questions in the last question, or all the movies in the last
I'll give you
question,
3 points for
point
that.
for each?
I will. I wasn't originally, but I will.
Okay.
'Cause I am somewhat a
Change
nice
the order.
person. So, where does that leave the scores on the doors for this first bit?
A big fat 0. I have 2.
Yay!
3, because of the last
Woo!
question.
Beautiful.
Oh my god, I've got 4.
Amazing.
We're just missing the 1. I feel ashamed, to be honest.
No.
I only read Pride and Prejudice and I didn't like it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So, who do we have next on the drive?
Oh my god, it's mine.
Yay!
There is no theme. It's literally just a random question.
No theme,
Okay,
just chaos. Love it.
Yes. Maybe there are typos. I'm sorry. But this is my random quiz. But the first question is, which Russian writer was so ashamed of his nose that he often wore a piece of cloth which covered his face? A. Tolstoy, B. Gogol, C. Nabokov, and D. Dostoevsky. Okay, next question. I don't remember which it is. Okay. What was, in British literature, the first detective story? A. A Study in Scarlet by A.C. Doyle. A.C. Doyle? Yes. And B. The Moonstone by Wilkie Collins. And C. Martin Hewitt, Investigator by Arthur Morrison. Yes. Next question is, there are two famous Chekhovs. One a playwright, the other oh my god, I'm sorry for the typo. A director and theater practitioner. Which one wrote The Seagull? A. Anton Pavlovich, B. Mikhail Alexandrovich, and C. Andrei Mikhailovich. Oh, another typo. This is me on every single day. Which great Italian composer, another mistake, let's do it again. Which great Italian composer wrote the operas Macbeth, Othello, and Falstaff based on Shakespeare's works?
I feel like this is something I should know, but I don't.
Oh, A. Giacomo Puccini, B. Giuseppe Verdi, C. Vincenzo Bellini, and D. Pietro Mascagni. And last one. Which of these plays features a stage hero with a nose problem? A. Noel Coward's Hay Fever, B. G.M. Barrie, The Admirable Crichton, C. Molière, La Misanthrope, and D. Edmond Rostand's Cyrano de Bergerac.
For a quiz with no theme, there's 2 questions about noses.
That's true.
Those are all guesses, so I'm hoping for something.
Okay, are we ready for the answers?
Yeah.
The Russian writer who was so ashamed of his nose was Gogol. He even wrote, I don't remember if it's a play or a novel. I think it's a novel that's called The Nose, where the main character loses his nose.
I think it's a short story, actually, because it's in a collection. It's in a collection that Rosie got me for my birthday, so that's why I guessed it. But I did think, is that going to be a trick?
No, I just remember watching it as a play, so I could not remember if it's originally a play or not. But yes, it's Gogol. He has like a big nose. Next one, what was the first detective story? The answer is The Moonstone by Wilkie Collins.
I confidently said the wrong answer.
Let's move on to question 3. The 2 famous Chekhovs. The answer is Anton Pavlovich wrote The Seagull. Anton Pavlovich Chekhov was the playwright. And Mikhail Alexandrovich Chekhov was his nephew, and he was a student of Stanislavski, and he started his own theater acting school. And the last name I completely made up myself. Next one, which great Italian composer wrote the operas Macbeth, Othello, and Falstaff? That is Giuseppe Verdi.
Oh.
My favorite. And the last one, the plays that feature a nose problem is Cyrano de Bergerac.
I got that one because I saw the movie.
I need to see the movie. But
Okay,
that's why I thought it was a thing, because
Yeah.
How are your scores?
I got 3.
I got 3 too. Sarah?
2.
2. And Charlotte?
I got 4.
Good
It was
job for
the
random.
detective one that tripped me up.
We're moving to Leanne's quiz. Okay, take it away, Leanne.
Okay, so I chose children's books because I can't stop working for 5 minutes. I didn't do multiple choice, so good luck. And question 1 is, Pippi Longstocking lives in a small village in which country?
I never thought about this in my life.
I'm trying to make an educated guess, and I realise I'm not educated enough to make that guess. I love your backgrounds, though.
Thank you. I put some effort in. Okay. In Pages & Co. series, what special power does Tilly have? In a series of unfortunate events, what does Count Olaf have tattooed on his ankle? There is a clue in the photo.
Feels so good to know something.
Sorry, I just started laughing because I just had a
I shouldn't have quit in the middle of the series as a child.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you find out in the first books.
That's just my excuse for not knowing.
Ian Fleming is best known as the creator of James Bond, but which children's book did he write, published in 1964?
Is there
The
a clue in the
confused
picture as well?
faces.
I feel like it's one where I must have come across it, and been like, oh, interesting, and then just promptly dropped it from my brain.
If you want a clue, the film's probably better known than the book.
It is a children's book.
It is a children's book.
Good, okay.
Do we all have a guess?
Yes. No. I mean, yes.
And finally, Amelia Fang is a spooky character created by author and illustrator Laura Ellen Anderson. But what kind of creature is Amelia? Amelia Fang is a spooky character.
I have 2 guesses. What do I do?
Okay, should we go back to question 1?
Yeah. Yeah.
Charlotte, you seemed hesitant.
I'm fine. I'm good. It's all good.
Okay, so Pippi Longstocking lives in a small village in which country? Does anyone have any guesses?
I mean, yeah, but that's all it is.
The answer is Sweden.
My first guess in my head was Denmark, and that seemed wrong. And then I thought, I think it's an S country, so I put Switzerland. So that was no.
Oh, okay. In the Pages & Co. series, what special power does Tilly have? She is... Oh, we've got a hand up. We've got a hand up.
I don't know why I think this. I've never read the series. Can she go into books?
Yes, she can. So she is a book wanderer, and I will accept any kind of description of, like, going into books.
I've never read this in my life.
This is purely based on the fact that I've heard so many other people talk about it on YouTube.
I never heard of it.
It's very good. It's very wholesome. It's like a cuddle in a book. In a series of unfortunate events, what does Count Olaf have tattooed on his ankle? It's an eye. Yes.
Is it really? Yes!
And you can just see an eye in the window behind him as well.
I know the answer because I watched the movie too many times.
The latest one, the series, or the movie?
The movie, the old one with Jim Carrey.
Yeah. I really like the series as well.
I think the series is better than the movie.
It's more like expensive. No, what word? What am I looking for? Exhaustive, I guess. No,
Yeah,
expansive.
details.
Yeah, I like the film, but it's because I'm not particularly attached to the series, so I just, I stick that on and be like, yeah, I like it. Ooh.
Okay, there was a lot of confused faces with this one. Ian Fleming is best known as the creator of James Bond, but which children's book did he write, publish in 1964? It was Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
I did not even know this book existed.
Oh my god. See, I feel like I did know that, but just thought, don't need that in life.
This was the type of thing you would know, Charlotte.
I know. I know.
And an extra little fact, the screenplay was written by Roald Dahl.
I did know that. You can tell
I'm
because
sorry, that wasn't the question.
The child catcher is such like a Roald Dahl thing to. I don't know if it's in the book, but it's definitely like a character he would want to write.
And the final question in the children's book round is: Amelia Fang is a spooky character created by author-illustrator Laura Ellen Anderson. But what kind of creature is Amelia? She is a vampire. Yes.
That was one of my guesses. My first one was werewolf.
I know it was like 50-50 between vampire and werewolf.
I was seeing a lot of confused faces, so I was like, I'm just going to say once again her name's Amelia Fang.
And the pumpkin really threw me off for a second. I was like, what is this? What are it telling me?
Well, I thought about putting one of the illustrations from the book, and then I thought, well, she obviously looks like a vampire, so I can't do that.
Makes sense.
How did we all do?
I have 3.
I have 2.
I have 3.
I also have 30.
Woo! Oh, that was quite successful.
Considering it's open questions. Okay, next one is Milena's quiz.
So, it is theme quiz, 20th century women writers. Sorry, I don't know what mood I'm in today. Question number 1. Who wrote the duology Parable of the Sower and Parable of the Talents?
Lana.
Do I even read books?
Are we good? You're just fanning yourself down. Question number 2. Which Victorian classic is the book Wide Sargasso Sea based upon?
Finally, my English degree comes in handy.
Yeah.
After all these years.
Is that a movie?
It's also a book.
It is also. Question number 3. What colour does Alice Walker write about? Loving these questions. Question number 4. What is the title of Virginia Woolf's debut novel? Of course, a question about Virginia Woolf would be in here. All good?
Mm-hmm.
Question number 5. How many novels did Sylvia Plath write?
I think I've smashed this, guys.
Hey! I think I can do answers for this because there's just one that I'm not sure about. Not to be like... Who wrote the duology Parable of the Sower and Parable of the Talents is Octavia E. Butler, who also wrote Kindred, which I have read. But this one seems a bit more sci-fi-y, so I'm a bit scared of it. Question number 2. Which Victorian classic is the book Wide Sargasso Sea based upon? It is Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte.
I guessed Moby Dick because there's this scene.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But also, with Wide Sargasso Sea, if you don't know going into it, it kind of creeps up on you. It's only like halfway through the book where you realise, oh, okay. It's not the most obvious when you're going into it. Question number 3. What colour does Alice Walker write about? The colour purple. Which also is apparently a fantastic musical, which I have not seen. I'm going to have to Google the Virginia Woolf one because I don't know. Google is not helping me. Is it that?
It's The Voyage Out.
Okay, cool. I didn't get that. Cool. I guessed her last book, which is The Waves. I think it's the
That's
last
what
book.
I guessed.
Oh, I put Mrs. Dalloway.
How many novels did Sylvia Plath write?
Just
I'm
one?
very confidently saying one.
I think it's one.
Because she's...
I think it's one.
I thought she was more known for poetry. I'm very confident, like,
Yeah,
I know all
just
but one
one
of these
novel.
answers, and then I'm like, no, actually. I don't know if I do.
Yeah, everything else is like poem books. Just one. novel.
Yay! Okay. I'm not silly. I know things.
I have 2 here.
2 for me too.
Ah, 4. Was it the Virginia Woolf
I
one?
think we all got the same one wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next is Rana's quiz.
Yay!
I have the answer.
Is it
after
on the slide?
No, the slide after it. Question, answer, question, answer.
Cool.
I also included extra information if you would like to read them, but we will count only the main answer. What is the oldest library in the world, and where is it located?
I don't know.
Guess some ancient country. You may guess it right. You ready for the answer? Ebla Library.
Yay!
It is located in northern Syria, my country, and it is estimated to be 2,500 BCE. It is too old. Older than the Library of Alexandria.
And
Anyone got
I
this
did
right?
think that at first, but then I thought, nah, it must be something older than that.
What is the oldest surviving piece of literature?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
It is the Epic of Gilgamesh.
I had to read that in college.
Yeah, I have a copy, but I still didn't read it. You don't have to read the paragraph I put.
No, I
No,
like
it's
it.
interesting.
You can skip it, it's alright. But the last piece, they found it with a lot portion of the epic was found in the Iraqi city of Mosul.
So interesting.
To help you answer the following questions, most of the answers has to do with Arab countries. Who is the first poet in history? Where are they from? Leanne is so confused right now.
You're just like, my degree did not prepare me for this.
No. Are we ready?
Yeah.
It is a woman. She is called Inkhiduna or Inhiduna. And she is, if you will say what country in modern day she is from Iraq. And she is older than Homer by 150 years. 1,500 years.
She
Showing
was
him how
just
to
mentioned
do
in the
it.
book I read. I just
Really?
read Kill Creek, and one of the writers she was obsessed with. I'm pretty sure that's her because it's very familiar to what I read. Yeah. Cool.
Bless you.
Did someone sneeze? Bless you.
Thank you.
I can't see you, so I'm just going off of sounds.
What is the oldest university in the world and where is it located? It is, the university is still to this day operated. It is University of Al-Qarawiyyin and it is located in Morocco. Another fun fact, it was established by another woman called Fatima Al-Fihri.
Of course.
It's so pretty. Doesn't look like university.
Ivras, I don't know how to pronounce his name in English, but he graduated from this university. Ivrasi? How do you pronounce it in English? Ivrois? And the last question. This is not bookish related. I didn't know what to put for the last question. What is the oldest city in the world? It is also the oldest capital in the world.
Ha, a clue.
I think I have the hardest quiz.
No, but I love it.
It is Damascus, the capital of Syria. It is 11,000 years old. Another fun fact, the second oldest city in the world, it is Aleppo, and it is also in Syria, and it is my city.
Oh.
Where I am from, not where I live. That's it for my impossible quiz.
No, I loved it.
Wait, I got one right.
I got
You got
Epic
one
of Gilgamesh.
I
What
got
about
2.
the other? Oh, good.
Nice.
I only got Damascus because it was the only Arab capital that I knew. So I don't deserve that much credit for it.
No, it's all things that I feel like I have heard and I do know, but because I don't really study, especially like ancient history quite as much, where this would be brought up again and again, it just hasn't stuck. But I love it, and now I hope I won't forget.
How many points did you get? 1? What about that? Oh, okay.
Just
Good.
one.
No zeros. 1 better than 0.
It's true.
Though my brain was fighting with me on Gilgamesh, because for some reason my brain kept on saying Tale of Genji, because I think that's the oldest novel or something. But I was like, no, that's not right. I know that that's not right. I know it's later. But no, my brain got there eventually. It kicked into gear.
So mine is authors, and I also didn't do multiple choice. I'm sorry. Okay. Which author is rumored to have lost their virginity on their mother's grave?
I like that we're
know this
starting
one, and I love this.
What a kinky babe.
What is the scope of, like, how old are we talking? Is it like modern authors or any authors ever?
Mainly, I think 19th century. There's one
Okay.
20th century, I think. Charles Dickens reportedly based Uriah Heep, one of the villains of David Copperfield, after which other author?
I do love it when authors are petty.
I
do
know.
stuff.
So funny. Yeah, this is the 20th century author. Which notable author was a leader of the Merry Pranksters, which was a group that took a road trip across America in a van celebrating LSD?
I think I'm wrong on this, but okay.
I think this is my favorite. Which poet had a pet bear because their university didn't allow dogs?
I'm trying to think of any author that I know.
When you hear it, you'll be
General.
like, oh, of course.
Yeah.
Like,
Of course he did.
checks out.
What?
Yeah. The death of which author caused Parisian brothels to close down for a day of mourning?
Your questions are so naughty. Brothels, LSD, love it.
The first thing that came to mind. So I just- So the answer to this one is Mary Shelley.
What?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Whose mother was Mary Wollstonecraft, who wrote The Vindication of the Rights of Women. Very fun. Uriah Heep was based off of Hans Christian Andersen, who wrote The Little Mermaid. This was Ken Kesey, the author of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
That makes sense now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only author that is connected to like a road trip across America for me is John Kerouac.
Yeah, I put that.
That's the only one I
wrote
know.
Jack Kerouac.
But the
That's a
LSD
good
thing
guess.
didn't make sense in my brain, but I was like, this is the only person I have. So,
Yeah, I don't think it's the right era, but that's the only one I know. Yeah.
yeah.
This is Lord Byron.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
Yeah. And finally, Victor Hugo's death. Because he often frequented the brothels.
I was going to say, maybe if I told Kieran this, he might have actually stuck with Les Mis and
Yeah.
enjoyed it a bit more.
How'd we do?
I got 1. Me too.
I got 3.
Ooh,
Nicely, Anne.
Nice.
Very pleased.
Very nice.
So if we sum up all the points from all the quizzes,
Maths.
I got 13.
I got confused in my math. 1 second.
I got 15.
I got 9.
I got 8.
Can I not count? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I got 17.
Nice.
Wow.
Good job.
Yeah. Thank you, Charlotte, for the first game. We're leading it.
We had such a great time all meeting up and filming these. Some of the girls who I was talking to, I actually hadn't spoken to, even over screen before, so it was really, really lovely. We definitely have to do it again. And do let me know how you did on these questions. I hope you're having a fantastic, fantastic day, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Thanks. Bye.